Welcome. How are you doing today? Oh God. These fucking hippie shit motherfuckers who don't seem to have jobs are living down at the ranch at the end of my street. This weekend, they're having a festival. And I'm not going to tell you what it's called because I don't want you to look up the festival and then figure out where I live. But oh God, it's annoying. And on top of that, the property across the street from my house used to be a cow pasture. It was great. I loved it. I walked out my fucking front door and there was just cowsies. But then these people bought that pasture and they dropped a barn dominium on it. And they, I guess, have decided to split their lot into two and they're dropping another barn dominium on it. They lasted for like a year and a half and then they realized the hippies down at the ranch were disrupting things for them. So they're selling it. Like, cool, thanks. You ruined my neighborhood and now you're fucking dipped. Good for you. I'm not doing well, dude. For the past 2 years, I've pushed myself to upload at least one video per week for two reasons. One, because I need to talk, and because it makes me feel like I fucking did something with my life that week. And I don't know what's wrong with me, but like I have filmed like 5 fucking videos in the past couple of weeks, and like I can't do anything with it. Like, they're just so bad. And, like, all of my videos are bad because I just ramble while I drive, right? But usually I can kind of, like, fix them up in editing. And editing is my favorite part. That's my favorite thing. And I just can't bring myself to do it. And that sucks. You know, like, I mean, there's stuff I've wanted to talk about. I mean, Anyway, I did upload a video yesterday, but like, it's terrible. Like, I forced myself to finish editing it, and I didn't even enjoy it. And it's only because I went over a week without having made anything at all. And it sucks, you know? Like, I had therapy the other day with my psychiatrist, and I talked to her about how I was, like, not enjoying doing my hobby anymore. She talked about how, like, depression is, like, you're always living with a cliff on the horizon. And the cliff is always gonna fucking be there. But sometimes when you get too close to it, she said, do you know what you do? And in my brain, I was like, fucking jump! But, like, I had to lie, and I was like, you call the hotline and get put on hold? She said that, no, that's not what you do, and that a lot of her patients have thought the same thing, but you just call the hotline and get put on hold, because you do. And she told me, you call 911, and you ask for, like a mental health deputy or something? And I said, okay, right, but, like, I live in the county, and those programs can be iffy even when you, like, live in the city. And she says, no, they have them in your county. And I said, okay, what happens? Do I get 5150? And she said, yeah, probably. And I said, does health insurance cover that? And she said, yeah. And I thought, okay, well, that's information I did not know before. And she assured me that, like, if you call and ask for this specific deputy, that they're not going to, like, come kick down your door and shoot your dogs. So I got home and I told my boyfriend about that, and he just got angry at the entire premise of, like, inviting the government into your home. And I was like, oh, great. That's no intervention then? Okay, so I'll just fucking kill myself then. And he goes, yeah, well, I mean, that's always an option. He said, call, like, a friend or family member. And I said, yeah, last time that didn't work out too well. Because in, like, 2019, I was having, like, a mental health crisis. It was the anniversary of my friend's death. And there was a lot going on that, like, exacerbated what I was going through. And I walked towards my boyfriend in the hallway down the stairs and was like, I need to talk. And he put his hands up. And he jumped backwards and was just like, you got a lot of feelings. I'm not dealing with it. And he went upstairs. So I tried to call a friend of mine who suffered this loss of our friend with me, and she was not available. So I called my little sister on FaceTime, and she answered, but she was at like a frat party, and she was like, "Say hi to my friends!" And I was just like crying. And I was like, "Never mind, bye." And I went upstairs, and I walked into the upstairs living room, and I looked at my boyfriend, and I was like, "Next time your girlfriend's in fucking distress, maybe you should, I don't know, listen. Fuck you." And it was drizzling outside. I was wearing granny panties and a sports bra, and I took my boyfriend's like winter jacket and like put that over my underwear. And I got into the trash can, and I dug out 2 empty glass bottles, and I walked out the front door of my house. I walked across the street to where they were building that barn dominium. I think they had like started laying the slab. And previously, before they started construction there, it was just dark. But they put up this spotlight that stayed on all the time, so it was kind of interfering with my ability to see the stars. So I walked across the street barefoot. I walked into their barn. I smashed those fucking glass bottles. I knocked over their porta potty. And as I turned around to walk back home, I stepped on a piece of rebar, like the tip of a piece of rebar, and it sliced open the bottom of my foot. And as soon as I felt that, it like clicked, like, "Danielle, you're not supposed to be here. You're fucking trespassing in your underwear in the middle of the night." And I thought, oh well, shit, they're gonna see my footprints in the fucking mud, and they're gonna see them go straight back across the street. So I walked down to the end of the cow pasture, and then like around, and then like on the outside of their fence, I walked down to the end of the block, crossed the street into somebody else's yard, and then walked back down my street in the grass. And when I got back into my house, it took me a minute to realize that like my foot was just bleeding all over the fucking floor. And because I had cut it open so deeply and torn my plantar fascia, and then wandered around fucking barefoot in the mud and dirt road, this giant wound was all fucking full of rocks and debris. I woke up the next morning and I couldn't stand up. I woke up because I had to pee, and I tried to get up and I just hit the floor because I couldn't stand up. I don't know how I managed to keep walking when I initially hurt my foot, because it was bad. I must have been in shock, because it didn't hurt really when it first happened. But yeah, anyway, so all of that to say, calling a friend or family member didn't fucking work. And I still don't walk correctly because I couldn't afford the physical therapy. And I'm permanently disfigured. Fortunately, I mean, you can't really see the bottom of my foot unless I'm showing you the bottom of my foot, so like, whatever. Welcome. How are you doing today? I'm just so fucking tired, dude. It sucks. Like, losing the ability to enjoy your hobbies, it's just so fucking pathetic. I told my psychiatrist in our therapy appointment this past week that, you know, even if I do find like the best treatment for my noodle disorders, as far as like therapy and medication combined, you know, I'm just really not looking forward to living like many more decades with these disorders that I'm always going to have. Because the past couple of decades have kind of sucked. And I told her, don't worry, I haven't put the belt around my neck in a few years. And of course, you know, it's important to be honest with your doctors, you know? Lying to your doctors is stupid. Except for in the case of, like, if you really don't want to get 5150, because I don't think my paid time off covers that, even if my insurance does. But you have to tell your mental health care professionals that your suicidal thoughts are passive. And as long as the thoughts are just passive rather than active, they won't have to fucking report you. There's this sanctuary back there for retired rodeo animals. And because they're like old and decrepit, people have like reported that ranch to the authorities like multiple times for like animal neglect and abuse, because they think that like these animals are like in the condition that they're in because of where they are now. And it's like, no, they're where they are now because of their previous conditions. There's also this interesting spot out here that, oh my god, I've had lipstick on my fucking teeth this entire time. Fuck. Oh yeah, anyway, so I think the place is like a fucking exotic hunting ranch. Ugh. But they have zebras. And so, yeah, people pay a lot of money to probably go fucking kill those zebras. I don't like to think about that. I just like to think about getting to see the zebras when I drive past that ranch. Okay, well, anyway, I'm going to get a fucking sandwich. I want to thank you for listening. I feel like forgiveness is very important, so I want you to forgive yourself for the time that you have wasted watching this video. And have a good day. Fuck.